Hey everyone, this is Rachel Gamble with Macon-Bibb County Public Affairs.
Okay.
We are streaming live on Facebook now. We've got our pre-commission meeting starting at 5 o'clock, followed by our full commission meeting at 6. If you look in the description of this video, excuse me, there is a link to the agendas if you're interested in accessing the agenda to this meeting, see which items are being discussed. As I said, pre-commission starts at 5, so in just a few minutes, and then full commission meeting will be at 6. You can let those you know who don't use Facebook, they can still watch live as well on our website. It's at Macon-Bibb.us. We will be going live there in just a few minutes. We're getting that all set up right now. Thanks for bearing with us. Hey everyone, this is Rachel Gamble with Macon-Bibb County Public Affairs. We are currently streaming live on Facebook and on our website at www.maconbibb.us. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes for our pre-commission meeting at 5 o'clock. At 6, it will be time for our full commission meeting. You can let those without Facebook know again, they can watch this meeting live at www.maconbibb.us. Thank you.
I'll mute.
Hey everyone, this is Rachel Gamble with Macon-Bibb Public Affairs. Just getting everyone set up in the meeting. We are currently streaming live to Facebook and our website, maconbibb.us. So make sure those without Facebook know they can watch live on our website. And we're just getting the commissioner set up now. We'll be getting started here in a couple minutes. Thank you.
I am still waiting on a quorum. I don't think I've got but 1, 2, 3, and I would make 4. Need 6 to make a quorum. Got Wynn, Schlesinger, Allen, and Bivens. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I make 5. All right, so 1 more. Oh, I bet David Lucas is Elaine, so that would be 6. Hmm. All right, but I think I've got a quorum now. So. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a few minutes after 5. I'm advised by Rachel Gamble that we are streaming live on our webpage as well as streaming live on Facebook. So let me get started with this pre-commission meeting and read the required disclaimer. Out of an abundance of caution, Macon-Bibb Commission meeting scheduled for Tuesday afternoon, December the 1st at 5 o'clock pre-commission and 6 o'clock commission. Will be available to the Macon-Bibb County Commissioners by video conference only. The commission chambers will be closed to the public and press in order to slow the spread of COVID-19. Therefore, the public and press may only access the meeting simultaneously online at www.maconbibb.us or www.facebook.com/Macon-Bibb County. With that having been said, I appreciate everybody being here for this pre-commission meeting. I do need to add an executive session to our agenda for the pre-commission meeting for consultation with the county attorney or other legal counsel to discuss pending or potential litigation, settlement claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions brought or to be brought by or against Macon-Bibb County or any officer or employees, or in which the county or any officer or employee may be directly involved as provided in OCGA 50-14-2, parenthesis 1, close parenthesis. Can I get a motion to add an executive session to this agenda this afternoon?
So moved.
Got a motion by Schlesinger and Allen. Further conversation, Commissioner Lucas?
Yeah. Will there be any department heads or any other kind of any individuals like we had the day when Chief
No, ma'am. I think
Reagan
no, ma'am.
was
I
in
think
there?
this. No, ma'am. I think this is just going to be conversation by the county attorney about threatened litigation.
Okay, because I would not wish to participate in another one
Yeah.
like that, where there are people who really should not be in on sessions
Understand.
like that.
Understand
Okay,
your position.
thank
Further,
you.
right. Further conversation. If not, all in favor of adding the executive session for the stated purpose, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The ayes have it, so we'll add the executive session. The announcements that we wanted to start off with include, of course, the update on the governor's executive order. I understand that the governor may have issued another executive order. So let me call on Michael McNeil to see what he did and kind of where we are with the state of emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Governor Kemp has issued 3 new executive orders, one related to the distribution of information as it concerns COVID vaccines to help manage the distribution of vaccines. He issued another order extending the state of emergency for Georgia through January 8th of 2021. And he issued a new order for the next, I believe, the next 2 weeks into December. And so those came out right at the end of the day yesterday. I haven't had a full chance to analyze them all, but that's the gist of it. Is there is new executive orders. The state of emergency is continuing, and I'll send out an email with a full report, I believe, tomorrow.
That'll be great, Michael. Thank you very much. Questions from any members of the commission, either of our commissioners-elect or mayor-elect of Michael, about the executive orders? And with this extension of the state of emergency through January the 8th, that gives us the option of continuing our Zoom meetings through that day. And correct. I'll just say it would be my inclination at this point to do that, with the exception of the inauguration meeting, which is going to be on December the 30th. So the rest of them will be by Zoom, and we'll social distance and mask up for the inauguration on December the 30th at 11 o'clock in the morning at the city auditorium. Other than that, we'll proceed with Zoom meetings until then, much to my chagrin, but hey, better to be safe than sorry. Speaking of being better safe than sorry, Spencer, are you on here to give us the latest information on our numbers?
Yes, sir, I am.
Excellent. Let me call on you at this point, please, sir. Tell us where we are with our COVID numbers.
Well, sir, I'm going to echo your comments and say it is absolutely better to be safe than sorry, especially with where our numbers are, not just within Macon-Bibb County, but within the entire central Georgia region in the North Central Health District. Currently, we're at 24 cases on the 7-day moving average, which means on average, every day, we're adding 24 new cases of COVID-19. Our deaths are still between 0.6 and 0.4. So think about 2 to 3 people a week are dying of COVID-19. At this point, I know we are talking a lot about vaccines and the vaccine implementation, but unless you are a healthcare worker, unless you are a frontline public safety person, you can expect to get your vaccine. This is the latest information that we're getting, sometime around late spring, early summer of 2021. And so we're looking at least another 6 months of dealing with COVID-19. And like I said, this is not just Macon-Bibb County. On a whole, all of the counties around us are seeing increases in numbers. We're lucky. We've only seen over the last week about a 9% increase in cases overall. There are some of our surrounding contiguous counties here in the Central District that are seeing 200 and 300% increases in their cases. And so now it is more important than ever that we talk about wearing a mask at all times, socially distancing as much as possible. If you don't need to be in a meeting, if you can Zoom it, if you can conference call it in, make that happen. This is very, very serious. We need to all work together, not just within Macon-Bibb County. This is a community. We all live, work, and play here in Central Georgia. And so we need to make sure that everyone is doing their part on wearing a mask, socially distancing, not attending mass gatherings. That is another critical issue. I know we've talked about hotspots before. 2% of our total cases here in Bibb County can be attributed to a specific hotspot or a congregate setting or something of that nature. Other than that, the balance, other 98% of our cases that we're seeing are community spread. The entire region is in substantial community spread. So once again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Wear a mask. Do not attend mass gatherings. Socially distance and wash your hands. And that's all I have, barring any questions, sir.
Any questions for Spencer by members of the commission? Hearing none. Spencer, thank you very much. We appreciate your keeping us apprised, and we appreciate it. And like I said, words to the wise. Thank you, sir. Moving on, the next item on our agenda is to review the agenda for tonight. But if you'll permit me, I'm going to go over to the consent agenda first and the executive session perhaps, and then we'll see kind of what we are. Well, no, I won't. Let's just do it like it says do it. So to review the meeting agenda for tonight, we'll have an opening prayer. I understand that Commissioner Allen has agreed to give us our invocation, so I'll call on him for that. The approval of the minutes of our pre-commission and regular commission meeting of November the 17th will be next. Then we'll have reports from our committees. I think the Operations and Finance Committee will give us a report. Economic and Community Development will give us a report. No report from Public Safety other than every day is a Public Safety Appreciation Day. And Facilities and Engineering will have a report too. So we'll get those three reports. Then I understand we may have one public comment to read at that point in the meeting. The consent agenda, depending on whether or not we take action on that in pre-commission. And then old business, the first and the second item under old business will be the question of whether or not to override the mayor's veto. First on the naming of the auditorium, and second on the veto against the anti-discrimination. Those will be the first two items. We'll move on to an ordinance to amend Article 10 of Chapter 22 of the Solid Waste and Measures for Solid Waste Ordinance. That was heard by the Committee of the Whole, and Committee of the Whole recommends approval of that. Item D under old business is an ordinance to approve a supplemental appropriation for the transfer of $900,000 from the debt service fund and the transfer of $54,000 from the capital improvements fund to the land site improvements fund FY21 budget to allocate funding for Rosa Parks Square. These are the proceeds and interest payments on the purchase of the Willie Hill Annex building. So we're designating that into a fund for Rosa Parks Square, but not appropriating the money for any other specific purpose other than just for future use at Rosa Parks Square. Committee of the Whole recommends approval there. Item E is an ordinance to dedicate a portion of Jeffersonville Road as a Senator David E. Lucas Senior Way. It's not changing the name of the street, but adding signs to designate the street in name recognition for Senator Lucas. The Committee of the Whole heard that and recommends approval. Item F is an ordinance to authorize a supplemental budget appropriation from fund balance for the tax commissioner's budget for the $6,676 to provide for a lease of additional parking areas at the tax commissioner's office. Facilities and Engineering Committee heard that and recommends approval. Item G, an ordinance approving and authorizing the reappropriation of $66,528.71 from the Poplar Street development over to Gateway Park to help finish that park at the intersection of Riverside Drive and MLK, the Otis Redding Bridge. Facilities and Engineering Committee heard that, recommends approval. Item H, resolution authorizing the acceptance of approximately 28.37 acres of land located at 1000 Boulevard and dedicating the same for passive park purposes. Facilities and Engineering Committee heard that, recommends approval. Item I, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a general construction contract with Daktronics Incorporated in the amount of $785,100 for the installation of a new video scoreboard at the Macon Coliseum. Be paid for out of SPLOST proceeds. The Facilities and Engineering Committee heard that and recommends approval. Item J is an ordinance to establish an ad hoc advisory board of equity and civility for the purpose of advising the commission with respect to pending equity assessment program solicitation and providing guidance. The Economic and Community Development Committee heard that and recommends approval. Item K is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a purchase agreement with Major and Associates Incorporated doing business as Cana Communication in the amount of $59,645 for the purchase and installation of access controlled security system at Government Center. The Operations and Finance Committee heard that and recommends approval. Got a couple of items of new business that I'll read at the conclusion. There are about 4 items of new business that I'll read. Any questions, comments, or concerns about any item on the agenda for this evening? If not, let me go on and talk to you just a minute or two about the consent agenda. There is only one item on the consent agenda, and it is for the Mellow Mushroom located at 5425 Bowman Road. They're having to come back before us. There may be a change of ownership. But this is the reason that it's coming up, but it's an established business entity on Bowman Road. And it is for, I think, beer, wine, and I think mixed drinks. Let me double check and be sure. Yes, malt beverages and distilled spirits, all 3 consumed on the premises there at the Mellow Mushroom. But it has the sheriff's certificate, planning and zoning, the distance requirement, et cetera. It's just a change of ownership that is requiring us to do that. If there are any questions, let me have them. If not, can I get a motion to issue the license as requested?
So moved.
By Schlesinger,
Second.
by Allen. So got a motion and second to issue the license to the Mellow Mushroom. Further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, did they have liquor license already? Do they have liquor out there already? I knew they had beer and wine.
Michael, I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know for sure, Mayor. I believe they do, but I don't know
I'm-
for sure. I haven't been there in a while.
To be honest, Commissioner Wynn, I can't tell you yes or no because I didn't see the previous license. But this is including beer, wine, and liquor mixed drinks consumed on the premises.
I'm assuming since it's just being a new owner that they're just taking up the old beverage licenses they had. so-
I'm kind of assuming that, but I don't know. It could be an addition of the liquor mixed drinks. They probably had beer and wine before, but I don't know. They could have had all 3. But anyway, the application is for all 3, and they've tendered the fees for all 3. $2,900 for the distilled spirits, $800 for malt beverages, and $700 for wine,
Okay.
which are the
Thank you.
specified fees. Any other questions? If not, got a motion and second to issue the license to the Mellow Mushroom. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The ayes have it. That'll be on the agenda for action tonight. That is all of the business other than the executive session that I've got. So can I get a motion to go into executive session at this? Got a motion and second, Schlesinger and Allen, to go into executive session.
Whatever.
All in favor of going into executive session to consult with our attorney about threatened or pending litigation, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Commissioner Lucas got a no. Any other no's? The ayes have it, so we'll go into executive session. Rachel, would you explain to everybody that's in the waiting room? But I do want the commissioners-elect and mayor-elect to come in with us into executive session so they'll know what's going on.
Absolutely.
there.
So we don't have anyone on the meeting currently who will need to be placed in the waiting room. So what I'm about to do is stop our live stream to Facebook and the website. So this meeting will be closed off to just those within the meeting here that y'all can see. So I'm going to stop that live stream now. And then to anyone watching on Facebook and our website, just tune back in when we go live. It'll be up live for a minute or two before we actually start the meeting, so you'll have a chance to rejoin for the full commission meeting.